Not a lot of
Yeah.
people come in there and say, "Hey, man, I got $1 million scholarship," or "I got the CEO job I've been dying for you to do." So as I was working down in Manhattan in a department store called Love Stores that doesn't exist anymore on Broadway, I was going to community college. The recruiter called, who never took no for an answer. Super aggressive guy, last name Barrios, Hispanic man, and luckily for him, he never took no for an answer. He was like, "Hey, man, you want to come to the office?" I was like, "I don't know." My command was doing a home port change from Montefiore, California to Hawaii, Barbers Point. I show up there and I would go to a payphone, a literal payphone, and I got my brother's number from my mom, and I called him up and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he's like, "Hey, what's up? Why you? I don't hear from you." I was like, "Hey, man, I'm on the corner. Corner of what? In the Bronx. I need you to come get me." And, he picked me up. He was married, a bunch of little babies, and I was just super excited to be around him. And it made Hawaii a little bit easier, even though it was paradise. I would say that was my number one state to live in the world. Like, as far as a state goes, there's nothing like that place. Blue skies, great weather, didn't rain as much, and just it's tropical paradise. It's like living in the Caribbean, but it's a state. Or if like you was in Puerto Rico or something, compared to like today's age. When I joined and I went to San Diego boot camp, you could, drink on base at 17. They really didn't want you to go over to Tijuana because, a lot of people got robbed and beat up and came back with no shoes, no ID. And I was able to go down there and have a really good time. So in a nutshell, that's how I kind of started, my career as an AO, aviation ordnanceman, out there dealing with weapons, outdoors. I needed something that would keep my attention. I can't be behind a desk. I'll fall asleep on you in a minute, narcoleptic or something. And that was exciting to me, and I loved it. I love the camaraderie. I love the fellowship, the brotherhood, the sisterhood that we had in there. And fast forward from there, I went to I was forced at the time in the late 90s because of the BRAC. And we were hurting for people. I was forced to go. They said, "You either going to take recruiting duty orders or we're going to kick you out." Mate, I was NAO1 and I could have converted as NC1 earlier, but I decided to wait. And I waited to about 5 years and into recruiting, and then I converted. And from there, from New York, went to Philadelphia. From Philly, I went to LA, which is like a very unique situation where I was in charge of Beverly Hills High School and then Inglewood High School, the two different aspects of life, where kids is pulling in the parking lots with Bentley reserved parking spots, right? And where the school officials would threaten me and threaten my life and threaten jail if I came on their sidewalk without an appointment, right? And made Mass Chief right when I got there, and got that exposure, that whole DC area. Loved it. And at that time, I could have converted to CMC, but I felt like I had something to prove. I didn't want to dip out without having stood that watch as a chief recruiter. And I made the mistake or the good fortune of taking the hardest, most difficult location, which was St. Louis. They were failing miserably. And I thought I was going to die there physically and mentally. And but it made me stronger. It made me stronger. And I think if I went CMC at that time, back in 2013, 2014, I probably, would have, been a force mass chief at this point. Today, eligible for fleet, who knows? Because I would have been on that track a lot earlier. But, everything works out for a reason. When I went to St. Louis, like I said, it made me stronger because it was super challenging. And from there, I went over to LA as a CMC, looking for orders again. They only had like I think 1 or 2 squadrons available in Lemoore.